Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, did Nick Wright go too far by attacking Charles Barkley for his comments on Kobe Bryant? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. First of all, I find it very hard to believe that first things first, watches a channel on YouTube that only has 18,000 subscribers. I find that to be I find it to be impossible. I find it to be hard that those producers are watching YouTube videos, because we literally just produced this video yesterday. Literally. And funny enough, we were the only channel that I can think of in sports media and basketball especially that covered this video, right? We were the only ones that covered it to my knowledge, and especially the way that we covered it. So I was surprised to see that today it became a talking point today on first things first. But nevertheless, basically in the video yesterday, what Charles Barkley said was that he would not put LeBron James ahead of Kobe Bryant, because they were asking him, Bob Costa was asking him about Michael Jordan. Where does Michael Jordan stand all time, in comparison to with LeBron James? And then Charles Barkley came out there and said that. Now listen, and of course, when he said that, the blind witnesses came out and they basically came out to tell us how we're all wrong. How can you say that? For you to say that he's better than LeBron James, how dare you say such a thing? So for those of you who actually missed the comments that Charles Barkley made about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, take a listen to the soundbite here of what he had to say. So take a listen to that.
Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan. LeBron is amazing. What he's done in the community is amazing. The reason I give Jordan the edge, and I'm never going to say it in fairness, I haven't even put LeBron past Kobe. Let's get that out the way. I want to be fair.
All right.
The reason I put Michael up there before those other guys, LeBron has stacked his teams. Let's be realistic. And
as Kevin Durant did and others have done,
and that's why
lessen their legacy?
Yes.
Russell Westbrook now on his way. It's a trade, but on his way to the Lakers.
So I do. Like what Giannis and Dirk Nowitzki, guys like that, especially Giannis is the perfect example, to go through the grind and to lose, which Michael did. Mm-hmm. When I was watching that documentary, I was like, damn, I forgot how bad the Pistons beat him up. But going through that struggle, that's what separates sports. Like winning all the time, like we all want to win, but the struggle is part of your legacy. And what Giannis did this year, what Michael doing when the Pistons beat the hell out of him for 3 or 4 straight years, and he's like, no, I'm going to keep getting better. I'm going to keep getting better. That's the difference in my opinion.
Your opinion matters more than mine.
Now, in that soundbite, Charles Barkley said a few things. Number one, he said Michael Jordan is the greatest. He said that he's not willing to put LeBron James ahead of Kobe Bryant. He's not going to disrespect Kobe Bryant like that. And he also spoke to the fact that he doesn't like the fact that LeBron James stacks teams. Now, I've been saying that I have LeBron James in my top 5 all time. I had him ranked number 4, but I was considering removing him out of the top 5 because of this excessive need to stack teams, especially with this Laker team. This is the latest example of it. And I said, this is a little bit too much. Right, you have Russell Westbrook, you have himself, you have Anthony Davis, who Shannon Sharp was calling the baby goat, who was saying who he was calling the second best player in the world last year. You have him, and then you added all these other pieces. I thought that was a little bit too excessive, right? So today on First Things First, Nick Wright was there, right? The ultimate truth teller when it comes to LeBron James, right? The person that will always tell you the truth about LeBron and always give you a fair analysis of LeBron James. He was on there. And he was asked to comment on some of the things that Charles Barkley had to say in that snippet between him and Bob Costa in that interview. So before I go too far, I want you guys to take a listen to some of the things that Nick Wright had to say about Charles Barkley's comments as it pertained to LeBron James. So take a listen to that.
What would perfectly
like a glove?
What would
like a glove, buddy?
People have asked LeBron to do? I'm just curious. Would they have liked LeBron to just stick it out in Cleveland? Because this wasn't a Durant, Oklahoma City situation where you have Russ and you had James Harden before they traded him away and Serge Ibaka. LeBron spent 7 years in Cleveland the first time around. The best teammate he had initially was Ricky Davis. It then was Zydrunas Ilgauskas. It then was Larry Hughes. And it culminated with Mo Williams. That Cavs team was so well-rounded and so well-built that the moment LeBron left, the next 4 years, they averaged 24 wins. His final 2 years, they averaged 64 wins. So it's not an exaggeration to say he was carrying you to, 40 wins a year by himself. So this is not a situation where a guy, and I can't think of a good example, but let me try to pick one out. Charles Barkley, who was drafted to a stacked team with a bunch of Hall of Famers and couldn't win, and then was like, no, I need to go to a different stacked team, the Suns, and then couldn't win there. And then, no, let me go to a different stacked team, the Rockets, and couldn't win there. Right. That's not the situation. Situation is, it was a Kevin Garnett situation. I gave you guys damn near a decade. You gave me nothing. I need to move on. So, Brandon, what I want to know for the people that criticize LeBron for leaving Cleveland and not sticking it out, would they have rather he just stayed with incompetent ownership, incompetent management, incompetent coaching? Right, exactly. Because that's happened to be where the ping pong balls fell. Is that what they wanted him to do?
Now, in that soundbite, in typical Nick Wright and LeBron James fans fashion, when they're backed in the corner, what they tend to do is attack the person instead of the argument. That's like a classic deflection tactic. When they ask, when we're talking about all of these, this thing about the Jordan LeBron James comparison, instead of Nick Wright speaking about that, he took the opportunity to talk about Charles Barkley's playing career and try to draw a parallel between how Charles Barkley was unable to win with all the talent and LeBron James was in a similar scenario, but you didn't address his argument. What does Charles Barkley and his career have to do with what the argument is? They're talking about Michael Jordan and LeBron, and then somehow ended up about Charles Barkley, LeBron, Michael Jordan. Shannon Sharp does this perfectly. Whenever him and Scabelas get into an argument, gets backed into a corner, you know what he does? He reaches for a Tom Brady reference, or he goes to Peyton Manning. One of these things, right? Aaron Rodgers, right? Just to shift the argument. You never deal with the actual issue. You just shift it to another topic entirely to make your point. In which case, you never make your point because you never truly address the issue. In my opinion, I don't think Charles Barkley told a single lie. I don't. I think people have a problem with people that tell the truth and are firm in their conviction or firm in their positions. That stand firm in their positions. I think people find an issue with that. I think some people out there feel as if because they have a particular position, if you disagree with them, then somehow, some way, something is wrong with this person. I have to attack this person. That's what's going on here. Right. And in some instances, they may even go as far as trying to cancel you. That's where the whole cancel culture thing runs amok. Right. And I think that's what's happening here. Basically, Nick Wright tried to disqualify Charles Barkley's comments by talking about his career, but never addressed the actual argument. In my opinion, he never told a lie. The reality is, Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. He is. Let me also say this. Michael Jordan is not my favorite basketball player of all time. He is not. I think people get this confused. He is not my favorite basketball player of all time. He's not. Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player of all time. But I also have enough sense to know that Kobe Bryant is not better than Michael Jordan. He's not. As much as I love Kobe, he's not better. He's extremely good. He's close. But he's not better. Jordan is better. Jordan has the more impressive career, in my opinion. He's the better player overall. It doesn't take anything away from me as a person to admit that. It doesn't hurt me. I don't walk away feeling, oh, I've shown weakness. No, it's the reality. I embrace it. I move on. I'm a grown man. I'm 34 years old. My feelings don't get hurt by admitting other players are better than my favorite players. It doesn't. So because I know a lot of people say he's a Jordan. I'm really not. I just respect what Jordan has done, and I understand from a basketball standpoint, he's the best ever. And then number 2, I have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's why I said if you're not mentioning those 2 guys, you've lost me when you're talking about basketball. But some people feel like, oh, because of Jordan. No, Kobe wasn't better than Jordan, and LeBron wasn't better than Kobe. I think it seems to be that something that tears people apart, but it's the truth. When Jordan played, Jordan made the casual basketball fan or the person that didn't even care about the NBA care. He made people that would never watch a basketball game watch. He took the game to an international level, and it's one of the reasons you've been witnessing the viewership numbers go down since he's retired. Like, what are we talking about here? Jordan made people care about basketball. He was a cultural phenomenon onto himself. What is the argument here? What are we missing? What am I missing? On the court, he cannot. Off the court, he cannot be touched. On the court, he couldn't be touched. Charles Barkley understands this, and he's a competitor of his. This is obvious. But people somehow feel away. And when I say, well, he's never passed Kobe, how can you say that? How can I not say that? I think the only people that feel that are LeBron James fans, which they have the right to because they're his fans. LeBron James fans, probably LeBron James himself, and I don't believe LeBron James feels like he's a better basketball player than Kobe Bryant. I don't believe it because I heard him too many times say when he was playing, prime LeBron James say that Kobe Bryant was the best player in the world. So I just can't believe that. I don't know why he would all of a sudden say it. Like, I don't believe LeBron ever felt that way. I've never heard Kobe Bryant say LeBron James is better than me. I've never heard him say that, but I've heard LeBron James say that on numerous occasions that Kobe Bryant is the best player in the league. I've never heard Kobe Bryant say that, but I've heard LeBron. So wait a minute. So if LeBron James admits as much, what am I missing here? I think the only people that feel this way are LeBron James fans, Nick Wright, and Shannon Sharpe. That's it. That's it. That is it. And then a few others sprinkle out there. The majority of people feel like Jordan's and most people feel like Kobe. The only people that feel otherwise are these people and their followers. That's it. And I totally agree with Charles Barkley because this narrative has to be changed. I think in all of this, we've lost sight of Kobe Bryant's excellence. We've lost sight of that. You know, Kobe Bryant didn't benefit from the social media era. Really, he didn't. And if Jordan was playing in the social, like, what are we talking about here? Charles Barkley told the truth. And I think some people just got to deal with it. Some people just got to deal with it. I know it flusters a lot of people. It gets a lot of people up. And that's not my problem. I mean, it's sports. Sports is an emotional thing. I understand that. But at the same time, get a grip on reality, man. Get a grip on reality. Get a bloody grip on Listen, as I said, Kobe's my favorite player. I have Jordan ahead of so many other players, including Kobe Bryant. It's not, it doesn't matter to me that much because it's just the truth. I admit it, and then I move on. But no, other people that will say, oh, how can you say this? And blah, 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 blah. And how can you say this? And blah, blah, blah. And then you got people go, oh, let's get rid of him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I've been watching basketball for 20 years. 20 years. 20 years. I started talking about it publicly 2 years ago. I think we're doing all right for ourselves. Considering the fact that where we are, I think we're doing all right for ourselves. No connections, no nothing. Just going through the process. I think we're doing all right for ourselves. You were listening to Nick Wright in today's episode. He said he knew Bob Costa since he was a kid. You know who Bob Costa is? He knew him as a kid. Well, how does that happen? How does Nick Wright as a kid know Bob Costa? This is the guy that mentored me. You think people just get to that level with connection? No, these people know people and get to these levels. You think it's just based on talent? It's also based on who you know. So I think for where we are, based on the fact that we don't have any contacts, we haven't taken any money from it, I think we're doing all right. And I'm pretty proud of what we're doing. You know, we're doing it the right way, the Michael Jordan way, the Giannis Antetokounmpo way. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.